So this is sort of an addendum to my previous video regarding Halloween 2018 and Laurie Strode and how cooler of a thing it would have been if the marketing campaign had kept her a secret from fans until the film's premiere. And we're going to be taking that concept even further in this video. Hear me out. Laurie Strode and the return of Jamie Lee Curtis is kept a secret during the marketing campaign for Halloween 2018. We shift the plot of the movie around a bit, and instead of focusing on Laurie Strode right from the jump, we instead focus on either the journalists trying to learn more about Myers himself, Deputy Hawkins still dealing with his own demons regarding what happened on Halloween night back in 1978, or a combination of the two. Perhaps he and the journalists cross path for the majority of the film, and they work together to stop Myers once he breaks out. Whatever the plot is, fine, as long as we don't see or hear about Laurie Strode's current existence or whereabouts whatsoever. Yet. This means no Allison and no Karen, which I am perfectly fine with if we're being honest. Myers would inevitably escape. The journalists would both be documenting the incident and aiding Hawkins in his own quest to stop Myers, and so on and so forth. But then, as we leave the second act of the film and begin the third act, perhaps we're on a busy Haddonfield neighborhood street where everyone is outside trick-or-treating. Hawkins and the journalists are elsewhere. Myers shows up on the street, similar to his rampage scene in Halloween 2018 already. And after killing someone in the middle of the street who gets in his way or something, there's loud commotion, kids and parents are running and screaming, and at the end of the street, in maybe a cul-de-sac turnaround area, there's a dark house with its porch lights off. But as the screaming gets louder and louder, and Myers starts slicing and dicing more and more in the midst of this madness, we, the viewers, see the porch light turn on, the door opens. We follow the feet of somebody walking out of that house and onto their porch. We tilt up, and that's when we finally see Laurie Strode, in all of her old woman badassness, staring into the sea of chaos before her, wondering what the hell is going on. This would be the first time we see Jamie Lee Curtis, the first time we see Laurie Strode, the first time we ever even realize that her presence is actually an active presence in Haddonfield. In this movie. I mean, how badass would this be? She moves off the porch, walks into the street trying to see what the issue is. She's asking parents what's wrong, what's going on, and so forth, until she comes to a small clearing in the crowd where Myers is finishing off another victim. And boom, she sees him, he turns his head and sees her, she knows exactly who he is, he knows exactly who she is, he drops his victim. She angrily turns around and runs back to her house, telling people to get inside now. He begins quickly walking after her, ignoring everyone else in the crowd now. She gets into her house, turns all of her security lights on and stuff. And keep in mind, her house in this version would be in this cul-de-sac in the middle of a neighborhood, not out in the woods like the fucking Unabomber. She gears up, grabs her shotgun, whatever. Notifies Hawkins, her walkie-talkie. This brings Hawkins and the journalists straight to Laurie's house, and we end with a Laurie versus Michael fight in the house, sort of similar to Halloween 2018. And by the time Hawkins and the journalists arrive, Michael is already dead. Perhaps the house is on fire. I mean, who knows? It can play out however you want to write it. But the point is, we don't get that epic Laurie reveal until the end of the second act and the beginning of the third. Does that sound awesome to you? Would you have liked to see Halloween 2018 play out this way? Or are you happy with how it turned out? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to telling you how wrong you are. Thank you so much for hanging out, and as always, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell to stay informed on all things TobattoVision. And if for some reason you just can't get enough of me and want more, check out my other YouTube channels as well, and feel free to hit me up on social media, where stuff really gets weird. I'll see you next time.